Hey guys, what's up? ipenguinpat here, and I'm so glad to be back. I've been burning the candle on both ends between moving and buying a house and selling a house and working, and man, it has been freaking crazy. And I'm so glad to be recording a new video. Today, we are going to be talking about the fall event of 2020. Now, last year, I actually had stopped playing almost exactly a year ago, and I missed the fall event of 2019, and that was a bummer because that September Cottage was freaking awesome. It is absolutely one of the best buildings in the game, in my opinion, and I am so excited to have that coming back up this year. So let's look at what's going on with the fall event of 2020 and the awesome new stuff that's coming up. First of all, we are doing the bakery sale again, where you do the baked goods. Now, there's a lot of different stuff about this one. The randomness of what you have as options to bake can make things a little bit tricky because you can go on a bit of a run of one particular type of food. And for that reason, I highly recommend not buying a whole bunch of stuff all up front, but buying the big pack just once and trying to spend as evenly as possible and then buying another pack, because if you buy a whole bunch all at once, you can end up getting your ingredients all out of whack, and it makes it really hard to use up all your ingredients and to maximize your rewards. So I don't have a whole lot of recommendations on that, on how to spend, other than just try to do it evenly because you want to make sure that you get as many grand prizes as possible. Okay. Obviously, the league table as usual, and the grand prize. Now, this grand prize is kind of crazy. Here you see this is a farm themed set with all kinds of crazy different bonuses and stuff all around this harvest farm. So let's talk about this set and what this means and what this is all about. I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom to kind of show you the different pieces in the set. You have the Harvest Barn. I'll pull it up in a minute. It gets lots of big bonuses the more pieces of the set you have touching it. And if you are early in the stages of the game and you need to produce more forge points, it's not a bad piece. I am not a fan of it otherwise. I'll get around to it in a minute. Sunflower Patch. Forge points, it's okay, I guess. Primrose Bloom, attack boost for defending army is garbage. Wheat Fields, 12% attack in 6 squares. This piece is freaking awesome. This is hot. The Ochre Yard, 8% defense boost for attacking army. You guys know that's a new stat that came out this year, and it has been one of the most popular stats and one of the biggest things to boost. Prior to this year, you couldn't boost this stat without leveling your great buildings, and now this gives players that are just now starting a chance to catch up to players that have been playing for a long time in stats, and really levels the playing field. So this piece is really badass too. You've got the Autumn Scarecrow, which gives you some goods, and then you've got the Begonia Beach or bench rather, and this one's actually really solid too. It gives you for 3 squares, it gives you a crap load of forge points. Look at that. It gives you 5 forge points for 3 squares. And even though I'm not a big forge point person on a daily collection basis, that's still pretty hot. All right. So let's talk about the Harvest Barn real quick, and then we'll move into the prizes and how the prize system works and what you can expect to get from this. All right. So from the Harvest Barn, I'm just going to jump to level 4 because, as with all these events, it's usually best to put these in maxed out. If you're not maxing it out, you're really missing out. And here you can see that you need 6 unique pieces to get the max points, the max bonus, but that will get you 12 forge points from this collection. And if you're one of those blue galaxy goobs, this building is pretty darn good. As far as, plus you also get, look at that, 35 goods. It's, from that standpoint, it's pretty solid. I've never been a big resources per day guy, and the population is not real hot. If you are in SAB, this is actually not as good as SAB housing, so I'm not in love with this piece, but there is good news. What's really unique about this set is that you don't even have to use the Harvest Barn. You can use configurations of the set without the Harvest Barn and still get the set bonuses. Now the Wheat Field, now this thing is freaking awesome. Again, we're looking at 12% attack 12% attack over 6 squares, and you only have to have 2 unique items touching it. So there's a lot of ways you can configure this set to get a crap load of attack really fast. And the beautiful thing about this piece is that it's not age dependent. With a lot of the pieces that come out, the amount of boost that you get is based on age, and in this particular case it's not. And that's why I'm a huge fan of this piece, especially for early age players that don't have a huge attack boost. This is going to work a lot better than some of those other pieces that are coming out where you have to age up a bunch to get those max attack boosts. This comes right out of the gate maxed out, just like the Cherry Garden set. This is awesome. And then the Ochre Yard, same deal. You get 8% defensive bonus for attacking armies, and that is a freaking huge bonus. I mean, that is crazy good. So I am a huge fan of this. Neither of these pieces are very big. Neither of them require road, so you can put them anywhere in your city that you want. You can put them over the edge. It makes it really easy to fit them. Granted, you know, dealing with sets, you kind of have to figure out how to arrange them. But outside of the fact of figuring out how to arrange them, there's not all the other requirements. So these pieces are really good. Okay, I'm only going to step into this other piece for just a second. I'll circle back. So someone made this really ridiculously awesome chart of different configurations that you can use for the sets. And some of these are just freaking crazy. Some of these are like, if you spend like, what is it, like 50,000 diamonds or something no, maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's like 500,000. Yeah, here's one that's for 120,000 diamonds. But look at that. It's like, if you just wanted to like pay to win, this is an event for you, because you can just throw down some coin, some real life money, and basically be competitive with pretty much any fighter. Look, you could get for nearly 500,000 diamonds, which it's a lot, don't get me wrong, but you could be sitting on more attack than most players will ever get at almost 750 attack. That's freaking crazy. So and I don't think I've ever seen any other sets or any other events where you can rack up so much attack and so much attack for a defending army so quickly. Now, realistically, this is the part that I'm going to get into. Most players are not going to be spending an arm and a leg on diamonds, and they're going to be looking at some of these smaller sets. I'm going to circle back and talk about these later, and I'm going to put a link to this in the video description, so you can come back and figure out what fits your game style, your gameplay, your budget, and what works for you. All right, so from there, let's move back over to the event and how it works. All right, so how many pieces are you going to get? And so there's a couple things to keep in mind. With the way this is set up, you've got the Harvest Barn, which is treated on its own, and then you've got the Harvest Field Selection Kit, which gets you all of those other pieces like the Begonia Bench and the Wheat Fields and the Ochre Yard and all that nonsense, right? So that's something that you have to keep in mind. And based on what I was looking at, I've got my little notepad here. From the quest line, you'll get one barn, the barn level 1, 2 selection kits, and 1 barn upgrade, which is this right here. And then based on the number of ingredients that you get from going through the quest line, from doing your dailies, from all of the incidents and stuff like that, you should get anywhere between 190 and 200 ingredients. And if you are really careful about how you spend those on all these different baked goods and whatnot, you should have, again, about 190 to 200 advancements or stars or whatever you want to call it, which would get you right about here to this Wishing Well selection kit, or shrink kit rather. And based off of that, that would get you 4 more selection kits and 1 upgrade for your barn. Now, from there you have the leagues, right? Now, if you go ahead and you do all that stuff, you're pretty much guaranteed to end up in the Apprentice League, so that'll get you 1 more selection kit. And if you do a little bit extra, you can bump up to Professional, which will get you that 2nd selection kit. So with minimal investment of diamonds and whatnot, you're looking at getting 7 to 8 selection kits. So when you come back over to this here, keep in mind that you're looking at roughly 7 to 8 pieces without spending an arm and a leg. And some of these are pretty good. Like these ones here, these 3 are probably going to be the type that I would recommend to my guildmates and for people who aren't spending diamonds. You've got here you've got the 4 attack buildings, you've got the 2 defense for attack, and then the 1 forge point. So that's pretty solid. This is the same type of bonuses. So you got 48% defense, 48% attack, 16% defense for attacking army, and then some forge points. Now, this is the other option that you can go with, which focuses a little bit more on the ochre yard. It takes up a little bit less space, but it will get you a little bit more defense for your attacking army. So instead of only getting 16, it'll get you, what's that? You get 16 more, so whatever that is, 32. So this is 24 attack and 32 defense and a few forge points. That's pretty good. Now, I'm kind of the mind that it might be worth it to go a little bit further, but we'll see. All right, let's move back over. I know, I'm jumping all over the place. Okay, so as you're going down this list, here's the one thing, and here's the part about this event that's like holding me back from really like throwing down. Oh, wait, hang on. Let's talk about the dailies for a minute, because before we look and say, hey, do I want to spend diamonds to go and get further down this list of grand prizes? What kind of benefits can I get from the daily specials? And the daily specials for this event are freaking awesome, up and down, like all the way through. You've got the September Cottage selection kit, and it looks like that came up 3 times on beta. I don't know if we're going to see it 3 times here. Maybe it's only twice. I don't know. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, it only came up twice. I fibbed to you. So, comes up twice. September Cottage selection kit, awesome piece. Obviously, the cider mills were pretty good too. The Sentinel Outpost comes up, both the upgrade and the level 1, which is something that I will most likely be going for. And then if you are working on your diamond farms, you also have the Wishing Wells and the Wishing Well Shrink Kit. So this event has something for everyone. This event, like this is great. You have so many options for dailies. So, and that's one of the things that I use as a criteria for deciding, do I want to spend diamonds on this event? If the dailies suck, I don't want to spend diamonds on an event just to get a better event prize. I want to wait until I get the maximum amount for the diamond spend that I have, especially if you're not a big spender, or if your primary function of getting diamonds is through GE and Wishing Wells. You got to be smart with how you spend them, and that's why this event in particular breaks my heart. And what breaks my heart is this mofo right here, the upgrade kit for the barn, and the fact that the barn comes up every third piece. So see, if you look here, got the selection kit, barn, selection kit, more barn, right? So basically, you have to get 6 grand prizes to only get 2 selection kits. And that is the one thing that holds this event back from being like, holy cow, I'm freaking breaking the bank because this event's got so much badass stuff. So based off of that, my recommendation, if you're going to throw down a little bit, would be to either just go for the go ahead and do enough to get into the professional league and then stop, or to go ahead and push until you get to here, to this I don't know what number this is, so I guess that's like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, roughly 14, 13 or 14 down. Get to there and then call it quits. That's about as far as I personally would go, because I hate spending diamonds on these upgrade kits that I know that I'm not going to use, that I know I'm not excited about, that I know are never going to benefit me, especially knowing that there's good stuff coming in the upcoming events. That's about as far as I would go. So based off of that, and I'm gonna circle back on this. So, if you're looking at how many diamonds you're going to spend, you're looking at spending almost 5,000 diamonds per selection kit, because the barns. If you didn't have to deal with the barns, it would only be about 3,000 or 3,200. It's a big difference, right? I mean, that's a huge difference. So I would say aiming for about 10 to 12 pieces is really a good spot to be. And based on those, I would say, again, these ones, if you're not spending diamonds or if you're looking for something quick and simple. And then the next ones that I really liked are these ones here. So this one is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a real simple one that gives you goods and forge points. This one here I like kind of broken down. So you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9-piece set. it focuses really heavily on defense for attacking army and not so much. So basically, I'm cutting it off here, right? Like these, starting at this part right here, I'm cutting this bottom part out. So you're just basically getting almost 50% defense for your attacking army. That's pretty good. Okay, moving on. So, um, so yeah, that's really the main stuff to know about this event is that the dailies are really good. You can be really creative with how you maximize your selection kits and what you do with them. It's probably worth it to do a little bit of spending to bump up to the professional to get that extra harvest farm selection kit. I don't know that I would go much past that because that barn just gets in the way and it's just such a freaking waste because it's just not very good for a really developed player. And then I guess the last thing is the league results. And this is how many advancements were required to end up in each of the leagues. And this is based on beta. So for the apprentice, it looks like for the apprentice, 200 plus. That basically is saying that if you do everything that you can do, you do all your dailies, you get all your ingredients, and then you find incidents because you can get ingredients from incidents, you'll probably end up in the apprentice league. Keep in mind that beta gives players diamonds. Diamonds are easier to get in beta, so typically these numbers are a little bit higher. And then to bump up to professional, you're looking at 233, and that's not really a whole lot extra that you would have to spend on diamonds in order to bump up into professional league. So I definitely think it's worth it to go ahead and make that jump. Now, anything past that, that's, at that point you're starting to push your luck. You're not getting an extra selection kit. You're probably running into the barn upgrades. You do get the extra Sentinel outpost. I don't know. I just can't get there. All right. So I've rambled. I've gone on and on. I've said what there is that I can think and say to do. So check out the prizes. Check out the sets. See what you can do. See what works for you. If you find this video helpful at all for deciding how to approach this event, let me know. Also, if you think I need to do a recording of me spinning the ingredients so that you can kind of see how I approach it, I will do that. I didn't get a chance to do that while this event was running in beta, so I'll have to wait for the event to start to record that. If y'all are interested, leave a comments in the comment section below if you want me to do that. If I don't get enough comments saying to do it, then I'm probably not going to make another video on that. I guess that's all, and I will catch you guys in the next video.